Next, let's take a look at how China successfully extinguished the 2022 Jinyan Mountain Fire in Chongqing. So the fire broke out on August 21st, 2022, and over 500 emergency responders jumped into action to put it out. Before the pros got there, though, locals were already catching whiffs of trouble, literally. Picture this. Residents in Shemajie Beibei district spot 3 plumes of thick smoke rising halfway up the mountain. Meanwhile, down at the foot of Jinyan Mountain, a student at Southwest University hears the buzz, opens their dorm door, and gets hit with the smoky aroma of a forest. Fast forward to 8 p.m., and we meet our guy Zhang Yu, a 22-year-old motorcycle shop owner. He's scrolling through his social feed when he spots a post, "Fire on Hutuoshan, volunteers needed." When he gets to the base of the mountain, it's pure chaos. The entrance is packed with traffic cops, firefighters, and curious onlookers. Supplies like water, food, and fire extinguishers are piled high under 2 massive tents, just waiting to be hauled up the mountain. There's only one way up, a sketchy single-lane road the locals call Little Tiger Road. Picture a cracked cement path with loose gravel, ridiculously steep inclines, and zero room for error. They strap supplies onto their backs, hop on their bikes, and start inching up that crazy road, one bumpy ride at a time. Talk about off-road heroes. August 22nd, and things aren't looking great. The first fire break didn't hold up. For over half a month, Chongqing's been roasting in 104 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 degrees Celsius heat. Add a southeast wind blowing at 2 to 3 levels. A forestry expert even told the media that in these conditions, the usual methods for fighting forest fires just won't cut it. Between August 21st and 22nd, over 1,500 people, including firefighters, militia, and emergency responders, joined forces to fight the blaze. These folks were moving fast. By dawn on the 22nd, they were already digging fire breaks to slow the spread. According to a report, a guy in charge of wrangling excavators got a call at 1:20 a.m. saying, "We need those diggers, stat." By morning, 11 excavators had been rounded up, but traffic delays meant the convoy didn't start climbing the mountain until 5 a.m. Meanwhile, locals weren't waiting around either. Early that morning, villagers near Shimajie jumped into action. Wu Pan, a resident, headed to Fengjiakao and found 2 60-something neighbors chopping down trees to help clear a path. Even kids, yes, kids, were pitching in, passing fire extinguishers like they were running a relay race. Firefighting in these conditions needs a ton of manpower and supplies. Word spread like wildfire, pun intended. By August 22nd, the motorcycle community in Chongqing was buzzing. Riders of all stripes jumped on their bikes and headed straight for Jinyan Mountain. We're talking about everyone from 20-something food delivery drivers to a middle school language teacher. They came from all corners of Chongqing, meeting up at the base of the mountain. It got so busy that by noon, Zhang Yu, the guy we met earlier, created a group chat to coordinate. Within 30 minutes, it had over 100 members.
必须把这个水果拖上去，再给各地带交税。天到中间再守不住了哦，只能挨着那个牌酒，他有点火了的话都打得住了。
August 23rd and 24th were absolute chaos. First, some context. Since August 17, Chongqing had been a tinderbox. High heat, zero rain, and dry conditions meant at least 10 wildfires erupted in just 1 week. But the Jinyan Mountain Fire? That one was the big boss, burning hotter and faster than the rest. By 8 a.m. on August 23rd, the fire had gone full beast mode, spreading northeast toward the main ridge of Jinyun Mountain. Things were getting real. On the front lines at Hutuoshan, a veteran named Liang Ming was working to contain the flames. He remembers that night vividly. The fire got bigger, the air thicker, and the stakes higher. The firefighters were the real MVPs, battling the inferno head-on. Volunteers, meanwhile, played cleanup, using extinguishers to snuff out sparks and prevent reignition. But get this, a small extinguisher only lasted a minute. By midnight, most people had to retreat, leaving a skeleton crew of firefighters to hold the line overnight. And while the front line was pulling overtime, the back line was exploding with people. More and more volunteers poured in to help. Zhang Yu's motorcycle group. It went from 1 chat to 4, with over 500 riders joining the effort. They skyrocketed from a few hundred to thousands, eventually breaking into the tens of thousands. One local who'd been helping for days said that by August 24th, the system got so overloaded, they had to start handing out numbers for volunteers to go up the mountain. He pulled ticket number 200-something. Since he couldn't go fight the fire directly, he grabbed a machete and started chopping down trees to help expand the fire breaks.
我们属于土生土长的北北市民，等于说不能让整个金银山燃起来，户外都是来为那些小儿车，也属于为那些志愿者服务嘛。你毕竟那些山那么陡，车磨损太大了，车容易坏，所以我们是2兄弟来的。还有我们徒弟，我们3个，我们3家，我们是一家人，整个是一家人。
喝点水，差点把出来。啊，马上就好，而且马上。不用怕，真的是。冲了一下，人都回来了。我是专业的那个，等于出啥他都那些人都寒湿在闷在心里边，马上我出来把寒住了，那石柜下那出来就好了。
我的水嘛。哦，起来。好。来。今天打算通宵。我们打算通宵，我们下午还是打算通宵的，因为白天人比较多，晚上就人比较少，所以说我们就组织14个人，晚上主要是晚上。
重庆北北那边失火了，我第一时间从山东那边赶过来，连夜。昨天晚上还在山东，今天早上跑到那个地方，正好我是卖摩托的，也有摩托，也有那个驾驶经验，第一时间就赶到那个地方来灭火。
摩托可以去接消防员，都在1号点下面。
August 25th marked the final battle. Everything was ready. The decision was made to deploy a high-stakes strategy, fighting fire with fire. The local newspaper Chongqing Daily described this moment as nothing short of a decisive battle. The plan? A backfire strategy developed by the Yunnan Forest Firefighting Brigade. The concept was simple but incredibly risky. Firefighters would intentionally ignite controlled fires to meet the advancing wildfire head-on. Where the two fires collided, the oxygen would be consumed, starving both flames and bringing the inferno to a halt. This wasn't just a local operation. The series of forest fires that erupted across Chongqing in such a short time triggered a nationwide response. Firefighting teams from Gansu and Sichuan rushed to join the battle. Under the orders of the Ministry of Emergency Management, Yunnan sent 736 elite forest firefighters in 2 waves, arriving on August 24th in the morning of the 25th.
灭火器不要停，有管道的安装着管子的继续往上传，中间不能停。
向前！
These weren't ordinary crews. The Yunnan team has its roots in the 15th Airborne Corps and is renowned for its ability to respond to the most challenging fires, even as far away as Heilongjiang, thousands of miles to the north. As one firefighting expert explained, using fire to fight fire is a proven method, but demands a high level of expertise. At 8:30 p.m., the operation began. The first point of ignition was lit, followed closely by the second and third points. The flames at the first 2 points were quickly brought under control. Then, after a tense 40 minutes, the third point's fire was finally contained. Volunteer Liang Dong witnessed the intensity of the operation firsthand. When the fire at the fourth point surged, he saw firefighters leap into action. One of them lay flat on the ground, spraying water directly at the base of the flames, so close he was nearly engulfed by the heat. It was unbelievable, Liang recalled. He was practically face-to-face with the fire, not moving an inch. From above, the scene was surreal. The wildfire stretching along the mountain ridge looked like a blazing dragon winding its way through the landscape. Meanwhile, the headlamps of firefighters and volunteers, dotting the mountainside, formed a web of light as they worked tirelessly to contain the blaze. Bit by bit, the fire began to die down. By 11 p.m., it was finally under control. Cheers erupted across the mountain. "We did it!" Victory had been achieved. And that, my friends, is the full story of how China fought and conquered the wildfire on Jinyan Mountain in Chongqing. This victory belongs to the brave firefighters, the dedicated volunteers, and the resilient community members who came together to protect their home. As we share this story, let's not forget the ongoing wildfires here in Los Angeles. We hope they're brought under control soon, with as little harm and loss as possible. If you found this video inspiring, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share it with your friends.
1块钱